All right, so it's time to buy your first camera. I've been there before, and since then, I've gotten paid for the last 4 years to make videos. So in the next 5 minutes or less, I want to point out key features that'll help you pick the best camera for YouTube videos and content creation. To help me out, I have the very first camera I ever got. In no specific order, here are the top features to look for, and at the end, a little bonus hack that 90% of people are not aware of. Feature number 1, which this camera was lacking, is a flip out screen. I cannot tell you how many times I thought I got the shot, and then I looked back just to realize I wasn't in frame or in focus. For example, this camera does not have a flip out screen. It tilts, but it does not flip out to the side. So when vlogging, it's impossible to see yourself from the other side, rather than getting to go like this and see myself on the flipped out monitor. I think this is a very important feature that's going to make recording yourself much more enjoyable and easier. Number 2, a way to plug in a microphone. And on my first camera, I have what's called a hot shoe, which is a way for me to plug in a microphone. Although this camera did not come with a 9mm port, or I could have plugged in other types of accessories. With that being said, all cameras have onboard microphones, but having the ability to add your own mic will greatly improve your audio and make it that much more enjoyable for those watching. Plus, it makes your camera look a little bit cooler. The third feature I want to talk about is the ability to change your lens. A lot of starter cameras have a lens that you cannot take off, so you're stuck using that lens. Getting a camera where you can take the lens off will allow you to grow and experiment with different lenses. When starting off, you might not know what lens you want, and that's okay. Just use the one that came with your camera. But later on, once you learned more about videography and photography, you'll have the freedom to change it out without having to buy a whole nother body. And something you might not know is that lenses can typically be more expensive than the body itself. For example, this is a high quality camera, and when I got it, it was actually less expensive than this lens right here. My fourth point is price. I want to start off by saying use what you have for the first couple of videos. If you just have the desire to make a video, I'm sure someone has an extra camera lying around. But I know you hate that answer because you're here to buy a camera. So my recommendation is this. Whatever you're looking at, be willing to spend just a little bit extra. I know that sounds like what not most people would say, but $200, $250 extra to maybe upgrade. The reason I say that is because you want to be able to grow into your camera a bit and have something that is future-proof. When I first looked at my first camera, there were 3 versions of this camera. My price point was for the lowest level of this version, but I ended up upgrading to this middle level, which gave me a few extra features which I was happy to have in the end. My 5th point is don't get too stressed about the specs of the camera. Not to get too technical, but with video, people really only focus on 1080p or 4K when it comes to YouTube and content creation. Mostly all my content is shot in 4K and then downgraded to 1080p when I edit. But I'm also pretty happy to shoot in 1080p as well because most people watch it on their phones. My point here is don't get lost in all of the specs of the camera. It took me about a year to really begin to understand the different types of frame rates, lenses, coloring, all of that. And I still am learning more and more every single day. All right, if you made it this far, I want to share with you one little hack or trick that even I use to this day. So once you find your camera, head over to bnh.com, which is a photo and video store online. You may have been here before. They sell tons of camera gear. But on the homepage, on the top right, there is a used section. I'm not sponsored by them, but I will say that their used gear is quality checked, and you can be sure that you're getting a product that will work. So give it a shot and search on there the camera that you're looking at, and you might be able to snag it for a couple $100 less than you expected. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I'm excited to hear what you guys think down below. This video is not meant to be too in-depth and diving into all the different specs and cameras. It was really just me sharing what I think are 5 key features to look for when picking out your first camera. Creating is it's awesome, man. Pretty sick just getting to put up a camera and tell a story, make a video. It's a completely yours, and there's no rules and there's no limits. So go get after it. Thank you. Please subscribe, please drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.